Call the Village of Johnsburg, April 4th, 2019, special meeting of the President Board of Trustees to order at 7:01. On the roll, Trustee McAvoy.
Present.
Trustee Curry.
Here.
Trustee Hagan.
Here.
Trustee Frost here. Trustee Clemstein.
Here.
Can we stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
From the floor, I see we got several people here. Do you want to address the board on anything?
I'm here for the pizza place over here, the pizza house.
Okay, we'll start. We got that down.
Over.
You're Nick?
Yes.
Okay, we got you there, Nick.
Okay.
Anybody want to address any other issue? Okay. Okay, can I have a motion to approve the omnibus agenda? So, motion by Trustee Curry, seconded by Trustee Hagan. Discussion on the motion.
I'll just point out, I think I sent you guys an email that it's
Yeah.
a Dodge Durango, not a Charger that's being
Correct.
purchased.
That doesn't change, that's
No,
the price
price
for
is
the
the same,
Durango, right?
it was just inflated.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Any discussion? Any questions from Mr. Bank, as long as that's on this? Okay, with there being none, Trustee McAvoy?
Aye.
Trustee Curry?
Aye.
Trustee Hagan?
Aye.
Trustee Frost?
Aye.
And Trustee Clemstein?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay. New business? Nick?
Yes.
How do I pronounce your last name?
Semino?
I don't want to butcher it up.
Okay.
Request for an amendment to Chapter 9 Liquor Control and Liquor Licensing to increase the number of Class A liquor licenses. So,
Yeah.
what do you got in mind?
Well, you guys all know where the pizza house is down here, right? I looked at that building and, I talked to the guy that owns the building, and we have a thing worked out, you know, that I'll end up buying the building after 3-4 years of me putting a business in there. But I told him, I says, I'm gonna, need to do a liquor license, because, beer, pizza, people get out of the high school games like we do in our other places. We have 25 locations. We've been doing this since I was 2-3 years old. I have currently a place in Lake Geneva, and we've been there 10 years in Lake Geneva. So I have a few friends that are interested, are familiar with Johnsburg and stuff, and they said, your pizza would be really, really good for that community and stuff and everything, and I like the community. We've toured it and everything, so you guys got a really nice community here. And that's what I'd like to do, is put a nice family place that people can come and have, pitchers of beer and, and bring their kids in there and, make it a family place after the games and after this, and like we do at our other places. And what I'd like to do is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the location, is there's the pizza place right here, and then there's a little room, and I'd like to put like 4 or 5 gambling machines in there, over there, but it'll be separate from the pizza place. I won't, it won't include like, people under 21 and stuff. It'll be separate, completely separate from the restaurant and stuff. So that's my plan. I'd like to open up here and, be part of your guys' community and, run a good, clean business. And I do have good pizza. We have over 28 locations. We've been doing it for a long time. You guys can look us up on the website. We're all, I'm over there, and we have a website, like in Freeport, Illinois, Pecatonica, Las Vegas, and stuff, so we know what we're doing, and,
What's the name of your...
Mama Semino's, yeah, Mama Semino's. M-A, with a C,
Yeah, I
Semino's,
guess your last
okay,
name.
yeah.
Nick, when you say family place, are you talking like pizzas and sandwiches?
Pizza,
and
sandwiches, and stuff like
ribs
that.
and roast beef?
Yes.
And okay.
Yes.
So more of a full-service menu type
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
Okay, but more family-oriented?
Yes. I don't want to be, I guess, you guys have halftime here in town. I don't want to be, not because I'm cutting their place down, because it's nice, I've been there and ate and everything, but I don't want a place like that. I want a place more that where you have you know, children and stuff, you're gonna, you know, you can come in there and stuff, it's not a bar atmosphere. I don't want a bar atmosphere. I want a restaurant atmosphere with a liquor license. You know, so if people want, you know, a beer or pitcher of beers and stuff, or wine, have a couple like I have in Lake Geneva, you know? People come in, they have glasses of wine and this and that. I don't want a push bar. I don't wanna have bands. I don't wanna have like, you know, they can have that. I don't.
How many seats would you think you would have?
Well, I haven't really, because he's throwing her out, I guess. I know they're having issues.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've been in there a couple times. I think that I would probably fit, I want to say 50, 60 people. You guys know the place better than me. How many people do you think that place would fit? 50, 60?
I would say 50.
50, yeah, 50. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have been in the place, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and then the owner wants to sell the building to me, and you know, I told him, I said, let me see what kind of business I do and stuff, and then in 2, 3 years, you know, I wanna clean it up a little bit, I wanna paint it, you know what I mean, you know, I told him I want at least 3 months, because I do wanna,
Do some
you know,
improvements.
well, yeah, improvements outside and everything. We run a classic place. I mean, if any of you guys wanna come to Lake Geneva, you know, check out how we run it and everything. I mean, like I said, you know, Lake Geneva is a very, you know, cliquey town and stuff, because it's such a tourist town, but I've been there 10 years, so I've made it with the locals. You know, so that tells you something, you know. So that's what I'd like to do, and be a part of your guys' community here too.
Sounds good. Do you have any concerns about parking, Nick?
No, not really, because it has pretty good parking. I mean, he's gonna rent the other side, he told me, to, like a Subway or a nail place or something like that, but I'll still have probably 15, 20 spots. You know, and I'll do delivering too. We're gonna, you know, offer delivery service in town.
Where's your place located in,
It's at 131 Wall Street in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
131?
Yeah, it's right across the street from McDonald's, right next to Verizon. Right next to, I don't know if you guys have been to Lake Geneva.
Yeah.
It's next to that,
We don't get out of Johnsburg.
it's right next to that old diner. They ship the old diner in.
Yep.
You know, so I'm right next door to them. Yeah, so, yeah, I've been there 10 years.
Across from McDonald's, huh?
Yes. So if you guys like to come, you know, and
As long as I think there's a, you know, a food establishment, and, you know, more of a full-scale family restaurant, I don't think we would have qualms about us issuing another liquor license.
Okay.
Do you?
And you guys don't have no problem if I have the machines in the other room? It won't be, you know, I don't know if you guys have been in there, you walk in and then there's a little room.
Stairs or whatever, or the stairs are going.
No, I don't think there is stairs, I mean,
mean.
yeah, it's just like, I think it was a little apartment, I guess, they kept it there or whatever it was. And then you walk in there and there's like a little room, that's where I wanna put like 5 machines, you know, and have it separate from...
As long as you don't let my wife play the machines, you'll... No, I'm good, you know, yeah.
Plus, I own a dealership too in Richmond, Illinois, so I have that too, so. It's right across the street from Taco Bell.
Oh, sure.
So I sell cars during the day and then I make pizzas at night.
Oh,
We stay open late too, yeah. So we stay open late.
We didn't want to say that, it looked like a used car sale.
Just look at my reviews, I'll tell you all about me. I have good reviews, so.
You got some discussion?
Cars are coming from.
You want any questions for Nick, or, go ahead.
I just have a question, so it's on septic there, is that gonna affect anything for you for cooking wise or anything like that?
What do you mean it's up to,
Well, it's not sewer, it's
It's not hooked up to
It's septic.
sewer.
no, I should know.
It's no problem
No.
with that, it's, okay, for your cooking equipment
No,
and anything else like
no.
that too? Okay.
You know, so.
Are you planning on doing renovations inside too?
You know, I'd like to build like a, not really big, like paint it, you know, and maybe do something with the floor. And then put the new tables, chairs and everything, and maybe like a little bar that says maybe 12 people, and then just put like, a bunch of TVs, big screen TVs in there, like 4 or 5, like if somebody wants to come in, have a beer and sit, you know, like I said, I don't wanna be a bar, but I'll have like 12 seats, 14 seats, you know.
You need more TVs.
Yeah. You know, somebody wants to come in, and stuff, and their kids are having pizza or whatever, and they wanna, you know, watch the football game and stuff like that, and that's how I have it. Like I said, if you guys want,
You must come and check it out. That's how I have it.
You open 7 days a week?
Yes, yes.
Well, I'm sure that, most of these guys will wanna go up.
well, come on down, yeah, come on down,
You know, so,
yeah.
but what's the consensus, guys, and? Yeah.
I'm for it, yeah, sounds good.
Well, thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So then, what's my process, what do I go through now, like, if I get the building, and what, come here and fill out paperwork and all that, right? That's what I'll do?
Liquor license application.
Okay, all righty.
I think I,
Yeah,
you
we'll
know,
bring that.
How long does it take to get a liquor license, so do I mean, once I get everything okay with him?
we gotta do the background checks and all this.
Okay, yeah, I got one now, so.
Right, and we'll do that, and it's, once we get clear, you can go down to state and get your state one. Once we issue
Mhm.
the local one, you can take that down.
Okay.
Thompson building.
All righty. Okay, well, thank you guys.
So it's
Thank you.
not a long process, I think, you know.
Yeah, we have it, I think it works the same way like in our Illinois locations, like in Freeport, it's the same thing,
Right.
you know, and stuff, we go to Chicago, get it, and this and that, and...
Right.
Do you have an idea when you wanna open?
Well, it's gonna take me a couple months, so as soon as he gets her out, I guess he's having difficulties getting her out, so as soon as he gets her out, I says no rush, you know, whenever he can get her out. So, I guess he's saying May 1st, he's gonna have her out. So, as soon as he gets her out, then I'll start, yeah. So do I gotta get permits, guys, to like paint?
Painting, you don't.
No.
We can start doing structural repairs.
Well, yeah, I'll hire if I do any plumbing, but everything is there already, because I think
Yeah.
she's just gonna walk out and leave the sinks and everything's there. So I really don't have to do none of that stuff, but I just do wanna paint it and freshen it up a little bit and everything.
I think as long as it's another restaurant coming to town, we're all in favor of it.
Okay, well, thank you guys, I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nick.
Okay, those board, move to accept proposal in the amount of $56,785.98 from Platinum Turan for demolition of and removal of the clubhouse and groundkeeper's house at Chapel Hill Golf Course. Can I have a motion?
So movement.
Then second? Motion by trustee McAvoy, second by trustee Frost. Discussion on the motion.
The groundkeeper's house is that little ranch, right?
Yeah, it's pretty well cut up, if you
One with
go
all the
back
holes in
there,
the
it's
wall,
got all,
yeah.
the fire department, you could use that too for practice, but it was too close to burn to the neighbors.
Okay.
With no further discussion, trustee Clemstein.
Aye.
Trustee Frost.
Aye.
Trustee Hagan.
Aye.
Trustee Curry and trustee McAvoy. Motion carried. Move to approve ordinance 18-19, this is the first read, -40, amending chapter 9, liquor control and liquor licenses of the Johnsburg Municipal Code. I think everybody got it. Basically, it's eliminating the old language and inserting the new language that the state requires you to have. Okay, so it was slightly different, it's not a big change, it's really just taking the older stuff out, putting the newer stuff in.
A lot of it's redundant.
Yeah. Okay. If, anybody has any concerns, bring them up and we'll put it out for a second read at the next meeting. Okay. Unfinished business, discussion and consideration of amendments to chapter 7 of the Johnsburg Municipal Code related to the business registration fees, venting and amusement licenses. Discussion?
Claudette, can you give us a background on this?
We spoke about this at the last meeting, Kevin, I believe you were in attendance.
It was,
There's been a request for consideration of instituting a fee for business registrations. Currently, there is no cost as long as you register by May 1st, otherwise there's a $25 fee. It's my understanding the Finance Committee reviewed this, they did not recommend instituting one, but there was some discussion at the last meeting regarding the the cost to administer the program, even though it is done electronically, there's still costs associated with it. One of the changes we made this year is rather...
And, over postage, the higher postage when we have to mail them to people. We have a sticker now that's gonna be, provided to each of the businesses, that they'll put a decal that'll be put on their door or their front window with their registration number. So that's one way that we're gonna cut some of the costs down, but there is some processing costs. The question is whether or not you guys want to institute a fee, and if so, is there something that businesses are gonna get in return? For example, by, registering your business, you'll be included on the website as a listed business. So, just bringing it back, we spoke about it at the last
I
meeting.
don't know if you were here, Kevin, but we I thought Kyle maybe and Josh both brought it up. Josh brought it up that, as long, we're trying to do something too where we list all these places on our website. So if somebody was looking for a specific business, they could click on that and, connect to it as part of the, like we're giving something, but all that stuff takes time to administer. Somebody's gotta do it, somebody's gotta mail it, somebody's,
It's kind of like the parking stickers, right?
Right.
It costs more money than it's worth to...
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, but we have to have, we feel we still wanna have the license because we wanna know who's conducting and what type of business they're conducting in town.
Right.
So, we wanna know that, have that information, so if we have that information,
Yeah.
there's a cost to doing all that.
Right.
So we're not talking something large, I mean, the idea was, just to cover somebody putting it in there, putting it on the website, issuing, the administration part of it, of maybe $25, I think, is what was suggested.
I spoke with my committee about it too, and they had the same feelings, they were in favor of it so long as we can show some kind of benefit to the businesses we're putting it in, so, I think $25 is a reasonable amount, and, we need to come up with something that we can give them in return for this, so I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for something for the administration fees.
Would you like to put that in the form of a motion?
I,
Because we really have to act on it, because they're going out now anyway, so.
I'll make a motion then
It's
to,
either we do it or we don't. Leave it status quo, no charge, or we initiate a fee.
I'll make a motion to initiate a fee for business registrations for $25 a year.
We have a motion, a second.
I'll second.
Motion by trustee Hagan, seconded by trustee Frost. Any further discussion on the motion? With there being none, trustee McAway, trustee Curry, trustee Hagan,
Aye.
trustee Frost, trustee Clemstein. Motion carries. Discussion and consideration of the elimination of recycling rebate included in the residential refuse and recycling contract.
Can we take this?
If you'd like.
Sure.
You led it last time?
I did last time, I thought we voted last time, but, our representative from Waste Management came back and wanted us to reconsider eliminating the rebate for recycling. Again, I'll restate, the finance committee suggested to stay with the contract, the status quo, so obviously if it went both ways and they got a lot more money for recycling, I don't think they would give us more money back. And Waste Management is at submitted their all-time record highs right now for profits, and they're an S&P 500 company. So, I don't know how the rest of the board considers it. I know he reached out to you, Claudette, right, too, to ask us to reconsider it, but I know we voted last time too, so, I'll just leave that like that.
And obviously, he's not here, so, right?
You should have received an email from me right after the meeting, that was
Yeah.
forwarded on from him. He just asked you guys to consider the recycling rebate more specifically rather than the rate increase that he was asking for. I told him that, that was the action you guys already took at the last meeting, but he asked me to bring it before you guys again, so I've done so.
Trustee Frost and Curry were so involved campaigning, they probably didn't get that email, or had time to read it.
Pretty much.
People outdoors.
Yeah.
Okay. Your pleasure, gentlemen? Do we have a motion, right?
No, there is, you
I'll
guys
make a
already
motion-
have.
I'll make a motion to stay what we voted on last time and keep the contract as is.
Okay, motion by trustee Clemside, second by trustee Frost. Any other further discussion about giving them their money back and costing us more? No. Okay. Trustee McAvoy? Trustee Curry? Trustee Hagan?
Aye.
Trustee Frost?
Aye.
Trustee Clemside?
Aye.
Motion carried. Committee reports. Trustee Curry, you want to talk about Alfred May Park?
Maybe I should go last if anybody else has stuff first.
No, we're good.
No.
You're good? Yeah, go ahead. Trustee McAvoy wants to take Jill to McDonald's for her birthday,
McChicken.
All right,
McRib?
basically, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page, because, a couple months back, the Sunrise Rotary Club, asked me to attend one of their meetings, and they suggested that they would like to, donate, some trees, maybe some benches, maybe a small structure, get involved with the community, partner up with us to improve some park space. We talked about different locations. One location that I thought would be nice was, the boat launch, Alfred May Park. They agreed and got very excited about it. And then when I brought it up here, Kevin mentioned that there were plans for the park that I was completely unaware of, which frankly, if my committee is going to oversee parks, it bothers me that there's a plan for something that I have no clue about. So then I'm going back to the Rotary Club to explain to them that apparently I have to learn some more things about what's going on in the parks, and we may have to rethink things a little bit. So basically, Claudette sent an email to me of kind of a rough sketch. It's just a bird's eye view of the property, like a Google Earth kind of thing. This is dated July 28th, 2016, where there's the current gravel off-street parking for 4 or 5 cars is noted, and then an additional 20-foot is sketched in for grasscrete for the trailers, and then you've got some park space, and then some new, kind of hard to read, written into the water. It looks like some rock structure.
It's more than 20 feet. I mean, this is...
Well, this is 2 different things, so.
Okay.
So this is what Claudette sent me. What Kevin just brought into me now is...
And I dug out of my archives.
Yeah, this is from Smith Engineering.
Tom, could you just hold it up so I can
Yeah.
see what you're talking about?
So this is November,
That's not the plan that we're implementing, that's not the plan that was permitted by the Army Corps.
okay,
The plan I sent Claudette is what's been permitted to get the pier, to get the rock riprap, to get the driveway, and to get the boat pier
Right.
setup you guys wanted.
And
That was talked about way back when Bill Sandell and the gang were...
yeah, this is 05.
With
It was voted down.
this is what we have been shooting for with regard to the, when you come down the driveway and put your boat in and then go out and then park in parallel across that green area. And this is what I've been shooting from, I mean, it's a long-term plan, and because the financials, I mean, we pay what we can afford to pay to keep this thing going. So my concern is that this is still in my mind, and well, wait a minute, Tim. I don't want somebody coming in and putting park benches in and trees in and that sort of thing, if in 3 or 4 years, we're gonna go and do something like this, because we're gonna do something like this.
So I just want to give you a little history. That was discussed, it was eliminated due to the perception that would become a larger boat launch for people much further outside of the neighborhood. I remember Bill Sandell with his big boat talking about...
Ed, you and I walked this whole thing down
Well,
like 2 years ago.
So what
I don't know
we
if
did-
that's the same plan, but if it is, it
It's-
is. But what we had in planned, and we voted on it already, was to bring in some additional riprap, some additional rock. We were gonna do some regrading down there.
Well, we vote on,
You know,
on it every
topsoil.
year.
So anyways, I think where we're at now is before Tom, you know, agrees for something with the Rotary, we gotta know what we're going to do. And what I understood, our second phase was the riprap part of it. Okay, that's what we had in the budget.
I gave
this coming.
Kim an update for the next 3-4 years with regard to how it's segmented and what we should be doing, all right? This piece here, we haven't even talked about. So my concern is that, and God bless those folks that want to donate and volunteer and do something, but maybe that money would be better used at another park, because this thing is still, you know, it's still this, you know, in the process, we're still working this.
Well, I don't think we wanna put trees or structures in there where we're gonna be entering with machines.
You know,
and-
Well,
you know, I'm not saying we're gonna do this in 2 years, we might be doing this in 4 years.
If I may. The reason what you see on there is because there's existing gravel. What we are gonna do is add 20 feet, and Sean told me, he mentioned this to you, Kevin, that's where the meeting minutes came from the January meeting that he called it. So if somebody launched their boat and they needed 15 or 20 minutes, I remember this board of past boards talking about, this isn't for all-day parking. This would be to get your boat out, get your gear on, and take your stuff home. So there was time limits talked about many years ago, and then it went away.
That's not my memory. My memory was, I mean, that was with regard to the pier itself. So you can pull your boat over there and then pull out. The long-term plan was to put this diagonal parking in here. So if a guy comes in here and he launches his boat, he gets his wife and kids on the boat and that sort of thing, he pulls out and he backs his truck or car and trailer in there, then he's there for the day. And,
It seems like a discussion you guys should have. It's way different than what I recall, so that's not up to me.
That's
I'll
the-
do whatever you guys say.
that's what the original plan was.
It was in 2005, and it was deviated and walked away from because it's in the floodway, the floodplain, and the Army Corps of Engineers said, I don't think so. So
So-
that's what I was gonna say to Tom is, I'd highly recommend, and I will tell you what the elevations are. That park flooded last year. It wiped out the grass, it wiped out the trees. So if we do anything,
Well,
we have to do comp storage.
maybe we need further conversation about this, but
Yes.
my suggestion is that we shouldn't have, and I love the idea that people want to contribute, you know, but my suggestion is go to Hiller Park, go to Sunnyside Park, and do those types of things, and this thing is still yet to be decided.
So just to finish, if I may, all we were gonna do is add 20 feet of grasscrete, because it's no more hardened surface. Corps said, okay. What Sean said is from a trailer to the back wheels, 20 feet can handle a 24, I'm not a boater, a 26-foot, 28-foot boat. We can't handle anything more than that down in that area. That's when you take it to Bald Knob or the Wave or wherever. So 20 feet, they pull out, they back in, hit a parking bumper, and now there's 4 or 5 spaces, exactly what we've talked about in years past, to park there. Do you want them there temporary, or do you want first come, first serve, and they park there all day? It's up to you guys.
We talked about it with the concrete, with the grass coming through,
Right.
for making all these areas.
Right. So that.
So why would we put that in and expect them to pull out of there and go park somewhere?
Well, I think we always said that, and the way I remember this after this whole discussion went along, was that we were gonna put a sign there. If they parked there, you know, and it was limited, so the thing isn't sticking across the road or in George's front yard, you know.
Or
So
across the,
that was the
ramp area.
24-foot, I think, length boat and vehicle, okay? That we'd post a sign that additional parking, trailer and car parking would be up here, so
Right.
people could launch their boat.
Additional.
could launch their boat, and they could come up here, and they would have to walk back to
Right.
the deal, you know?
And you and I
The
walked
idea
down,
of
and
the existing.
it's like less than a mile walk.
Yeah, the existing pier thing, adding onto the pier was so that if somebody would do that, they could pull their boat over to the side, the next guy could come in, and they could come up here and
Right.
walk back there. So, but I think the point we're at is that we still are gonna do riprap, we're still gonna do some grading and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta know what is going on, have a
It
definite
just-
way before, you know, Tom goes back and says, okay, yeah, we can build a shelter there, because we don't know where that shelter will be, and we gotta know those things.
Well, being that with my construction background, clearly, I have a very good understanding of, I don't plant my landscaping before the house is sided. Things go in order. So, what I want is a clear understanding of the plan for that park, and for the boat launch, so that we're all on the same page, so that there is a plan, so that we can do things and progress. Rotary Club is talking long-term. They don't have the money to just go in there and do this thing, just like us. So if we have a clear plan, that would be helpful in working with them to plan for these things. In addition to that, there are a very large number of residents in the community who enjoy checking out the waterfront, who are not boaters, and where in this town can they do that? The lift station, they can do that a little bit, right?
Sitting next to the generator.
Yeah, exactly. And where else? They can do it at this park, so, I would hate to see this park turn into a parking lot for boaters who can get their boat in the water and park somewhere else. You know, it'd be nice to see, you know, people be able to walk down there and enjoy it.
And I agree with you, but, you know, we're doing this piecemeal because, you know, the budget's tight. So we spend money each year as much as we can afford to do. We have a long-term plan, but you know what? We're still standing in the water, all right? We haven't even gotten to the point where we can really think about what we want to do with that grassy area, you know? But we want to have both. We want to have parking, and we also want to have a place for somebody wants to come down there and have a barbecue and that sort of thing, but we're just not at the point yet.
Well, I understand, and I'm not saying we're doing it next week,
No,
but what
we
you
might
showed me
take-
is pretty much a parking lot.
Gentlemen, I think, you know, Tom says you don't put the, you know, landscaping in before you do the shelter or
Right.
whatever, so let's just, you know, think about what we're gonna do. We know we have a year of putting the riprap in and that kind of stuff.
Well, we're probably 2-3 years away from
Okay, but we can get those, we
That land.
can come up with just a sketch idea of what we're gonna do, because Rotary's looking at it as long-term out there anyways. They're not gonna do it tomorrow, they might be talking a year or two down the road.
Yeah, but I understand. They need to know where we're at. They need to have an answer. But, you know, if they're so willing to try and give us some money for parks, we should look at Sunnyside, or we should look at Hiller Park, or other Hiller Park, or I mean,
Talked about,
you know,
yeah,
Rescue
talked
Squad
about
Park.
Lake Dogwood and and all that. We talked about different needs and different
Yeah.
opportunities. This is what they were the most excited about. So I just, you know, the bottom line is, I just wanna make sure we're all working on the same plan, and that we all have an understanding, so that, the people on my committee that are thinking about these things and trying to contribute are heard, and that we're not surprised by things that are thrown in when we don't know about it.
Tim,
you know.
back in the day, we had some artist renderings of what we thought that grassy area was gonna look like.
Yeah, but we also have an Army Corps permit that was issued, that was presented to this board with a 3-phase approach, and if you don't have it, I'll be happy to send it. It's an engineered drawing with calculations and cross-sections that shows the boat ramp, that's how we got it bid, That's how we know what it costs. So, this isn't just sketches that we just pull out.
That's the bid that was, where we got the bid for the riprap and all the other stuff, right? That was all based on that.
So I'd be happy to send you an as-built drawing of what's out there today, which, and then whoever or however.
Well, I remember distinctly having an artist rendering of what that ramp,
Yes.
or not the ramp,
Yes.
the parking area would look like.
Yes.
And that's always been in the back of my mind, you know, and I don't understand why Army Corps would be concerned about cars or trucks and trailers parked there for 8 hours.
The Army Corps is concerned when you're playing in and around waters of the U.S.
Well, I understand that.
and
but I mean,
floodway and floodplain, so that's
you know,
why they're
you know what I'm saying. I
concerned.
mean, it's,
But that's why they're concerned. They don't allow fence, they don't allow
well,
buildings, they don't allow
if
structures.
they told us that we could not do that, I have not seen that.
They didn't tell us we couldn't do it. What we showed them was what we've shown. I think we're
Right,
all on the
and-
same page.
And that's all I'm saying is that we laid this thing out, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. We said this is what we were gonna do, and I wanna keep on moving forward for that. And if somebody tells us we can't do it, then that's a, you know, now it's a new game.
Let's get the plan that we were permitted for, and so we can all take a look at it, and we'll go from there. Then we can give Tom direction on, you know, this is what has been approved, and, you know, we can go from there with some ideas. They're not ready to build it tomorrow, and we got time to do it. We had a plan for it, so let's see what the plan is. Things change all the time.
Right, and the last thing I'll say is that I feel that Alfred May Park is something that we're gonna be working on year after year after year, and we don't know. So why would we allow somebody to come in there and put benches and trees and that sort of thing in there when,
Well, but
You know, we-
Kevin, we keep saying, we're not gonna do it out of order. I'm not saying we're gonna go put benches in the way of future something tomorrow. I want a plan.
I know, but
I want a plan. This is what we're building. This is what we're gonna build, and we're gonna do it in order.
Tim's got that.
Yes, and he's gonna
And,
send it to us.
Okay.
and you'll see it, and it might
Let's-
happen in 3 years, it might happen in 8 years.
That's fine.
Let's
I
get the
just want to see
plan,
the plan.
let's get the plan, look at
It is
it. We
the
had
plan.
costs, right,
And they're
Tim,
all-
we had it
they're
all
all-
cost out.
Yes,
Before you talk about
Yeah,
it.
we can upgrade numbers and see where we're at as far as, we're, you know,
That's what Claudette just.
Claudette's money.
We're
we
not
had,
all
I don't know where
and
they're
we'll go
going
from
with
there.
that.
Okay, we'll find some more money for you, okay? All right. Anything else, trustee Curry?
That was it.
Oh, that was fast. Okay, Kevin, Public Works,
Well, the boys are out doing their work, and you know what they've done this week, and they're just out doing spring cleanup and trimming trees and that sort of thing, cleaning the trucks up.
okay, thank you. Josh,
Really nothing to report from me.
anything new on the McHenry County deal that?
I was just gonna ask, I haven't heard anything, I mean, we approved it obviously, but I don't know if they've approached us yet to get the information.
You talking about the McHenry County?
The McHenry.
They actually already started advertising last week in their blast that went out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we jumped right on top of it.
Great.
What's do we have the information they need of the things we wanna highlight?
No, we're finishing that up, but part of what they're doing in the advertising is they also showcase things now from our community in some of their email
Okay.
blasts.
And their
They
Facebook,
started that last
Facebook,
week,
yeah, so.
Right.
We got a lot of their advertising, well, by mandate, all of their advertising is supposed to be geared towards outside of McHenry County, particularly Cook County, Lincoln. And, so, you know, I think that's their push, is to get that information out there, especially.
I just wanna know
Get
if
people coming here.
we got the information, we're working with them, getting information.
Yeah,
that they
Kim's
need.
working with them on
Yeah.
that.
Do they go out of state, southern Wisconsin?
I think, I don't remember what she said in the presentation. I know she said they focus mostly on Chicago.
Not if they're Packer fans, don't worry about it. I'm just kidding.
They already live here.
Okay.
I think it's by the Illinois Tourist Board or whatever it is, that their organizing body does not allow them to advertise in the county in which they're located.
they have to go outside, so.
Okay, thank you.
Trustee Frost has nothing. We did not have a meeting because I was unable to attend. We have nothing on the agenda.
Rick?
Finance, we're working on the budget, so I know Ken's reached out to a couple of you to get information, so thank you for providing that. We're gonna have a good read on next Monday night. All are welcome to come. Sharpen your pencil, please come.
Sir, are you here for a reason?
I'm with,
That's Ray Braden from Platinum.
Oh, okay. So you were here to see if we approve your bid, huh? I got it, okay.
Just to let
I've
everybody.
been here before, right?
Just to let everybody know, he did Sunnyside, or
Right.
Fairview Avenue, SSA sewer, Sunnyside Beach. He also did the sewer work and donated, they're in Spring Grove, local guy, supports the community club, and he also did the sewer connection for us at the community club, so he's very familiar with Johnsburg.
Tim and I met with the fire protection district about the right-of-way along the backside of their property, and that went really well.
Okay.
So,
Work in progress.
yep.
Okay. Anything else?
Mr. Bank?
Just here to get approved.
What'd you say?
I'm just here to get approved, I'm done.
You were approved in the first 5 minutes.
I wanna hear the rest of this.
Can we have a motion to adjourn?
So,
Motion by trustee McAvoy, seconded by trustee
I'll second.
Hagan. On the roll, trustee Clemstein, trustee Curry,
Aye.
trustee
Aye.
Frost, trustee Hagan,
Aye.
trustee McAvoy.
Okay, are we done with